The vamp is not back. All right, let's take a look at something here. Don't tell anybody I'm back. Nope, get the hiccups. That's right. You guys are going to get a very interesting session here. Okay, we're going to do a little update here on the monthly real quick. I didn't realize it's been so busy, you know. You're getting older, and this is exactly what happens. All right, so we're going to do a really quick update here on this. Give me a second. Nope. Damn line is this? Oh, it is the 100. Nope, it's the 20. All right. All right, so we're going to do a really quick update on the monthly chart here. Okay, and I see a bunch of people calling out a bunch of different ideas, and I just want to make sure we have kind of what I think is what I'm seeing here. So let's kind of pop this out. So first thing I see is the 7MA. Oop. So the 7MA is king, right? So you get the 7MA, which is king and has been tested 1, 2, 3, now 4 times. Okay. All right. 2. Okay, and this has been tested once. 3, candle combo. Is bearish. Okay, so this candle combo is bearish. This is still an engulfing body candle. Still engulfing. Okay, number 4. Historically, in a normal market, this candle pattern is bearish, right? And 5. This 74, I think it's 750-ish, right? 7,400. Okay. So you've got room to wick. Okay, so here, this is really simple here, right? So it's very simple. Okay, so I want to show you something right here. So first of all, we've tested these 7MA, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4 times now. So we've actually tested the 7A. We've broken this. We clearly broke down through the 7MA, came back, broke down through it on the second attempt. Okay, so it didn't ever act as support for us on the way down. It has only acted as resistance. It has acted as resistance 1, 2, 3, and now 4 times. And that resistance has continued to drop lower. Now, if you look at where the resistance is, we're right here. So this is where our 7MA target is, right? Okay, so look at where that 7MA target is, which is actually it's a little below, right there. There you go. So 7MA target, we're going to call it 70, sorry, so we're going to call it 7360, 7350-ish. Right, so there's our 7MA target right there, right, which is kind of the top I've been calling. Now, if you take a look, as every time we've broken through this, it has gotten a little bit weaker, right? Look, we got this is respectable, really good break, right? Smaller break, no break. So we couldn't even break the 7MA this last time, right? So we're going to have to put that in there. So now 8. For tests of the okay, so what this does is this is showing you that there has been weakness, right? There's been weakness in the market. The other thing I want you to take a look at is the last times that we opened on the, you got to be really careful here because opening on the low side here, so we're opening on the low side, so you've got a long way to go to run this candle back up here, okay? And kind of every time you've opened on the low side in this bear market, you see, look, you made a good respectable half run, right? Fell down, opened on the low side, 3/4 of a run, right? Came down, opened on the, now every time the fall has been deeper, than the incline, right? So now you fell less here, right? So you fell less total. So you fell from here to here, and you only picked up this much room. Okay, so what I can do is I'll measure that off, and I'll show you what I mean. So here was your fall. Oh, so let me see. So oh Jesus, we'll just use the we'll use the body of this one because it's too crazy to go all the way up to that wick, right? So here was your fall, right? Your fall was right here on this candle, okay? But your output, your total was only, and we can do the bottom of the candle if you want. We'll go to the bottom. Oh, that's not what I want, damn it. So you came from here. So there's your recovery right there, right? So there's your recovery. So this should actually be over this red candle right here. Right, so it should be on the red candle. And we'll go to right there. So take a look. So you actually recovered a pretty substantial amount of this candle right here, right? So you had a pretty substantial, I mean, you're 50%. So you went back up 50% of this candle's fall, right? So then you'd take this same thing over here, you'd apply it to this candle right here. Okay, so you had a 37% fall. You then had so actually we should measure body to body. That might be a little bit better. All right, so you had we'll go to the top of the wick there. So there you go. Actually, you had you got back up about, well, if we're doing body to body, we'll go there. All right, we'll do the bottom wicks. So your recovery was, so there was your recovery. So that was, I would say, so this was minus 4,000 points, 3,800 points. And you did bounce back pretty substantially. You bounced back 3,000 points, right? And what's happening is you've just been tearing down here, right? And if we look at this one, this would have been the total fall here. So your total fall would have been here, which would have been a 37% fall, right? And you would have had a 40% of that recovered, right? So you would have had a very limited recovery on this. So this would have been your total fall, but I'm just trying to, I should just do bodies to bodies, right? So you can see if you look at where the closing price was, it closed even lower. So if this was the total circumference of your candle here, which is 4,100 points, you see that you recovered about 50% of that. So you recovered 50% of that. Okay, so now if you look at this candle right here, right? So now this candle right here, we've gone into our following month, and this candle lost. Now this candle hasn't lost, just like this one. This one came up, dropped. It did 2 bearish months in a row. Now, for this market to flip right here, it's going to be super simple. All the bulls need to do is just get on the other side of this 7MA. You get on the other side of this 7MA, close and open in 30 days, and you flip this market to bullish, right? Now, this gives us a very clear target for our bottom side, right? So we're going to take a look at what our bottom side target is. Here's our bottom side target, 61.54, and that's a pretty easy target to hit, I feel, for anybody, right? So the 20 MA is at 61, what was that, 61.54, right? So this is a pretty easy target to hit. That's not that far down there. If we come down, and this is very easy, right? And we talk about this squeeze. You've got this squeeze. It's like 2 fingers and they're popping a pimple, right? You got 2 fingers and they're about to pop a pimple right here. Okay, so let's go. So this is easy. So you've got a price squeeze that's happening, right? And so you've got a price squeeze. I'm sorry, you've got an MA squeeze between the 7 and the 20, and it's gonna pop. Okay, so you've got this price squeeze that's going on. Sorry, MA squeeze. So this MA squeeze is going to happen, right? You're gonna have this MA squeeze, and this thing is going to pop. It's gonna pop one side or the other right here. Now, it's funny because this 7MA, which should be the weakest support, right? Because it's the lowest MA and it's the water, right? This is actually oftentimes your stronger support in something like this. And you can see the support. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Look at all the times this thing just held support. And it finally broke the support, right? So here, this is super easy. Now, all you have to do is look at your chart and you can see, right? This is, now if you're going to go, we're going to do a very simple, this is your support. You've got support right there, 64.15. Your next support is right there, right? Your next support is at 5,600, right? I'm sorry, 4,700. So if this, you've got two very substantial price actions that need to break right here, price supports historically. And there's your first one. Your first one is right here at 6,400. And you guys know I've named this area right here. Watch this. I swear to God, watch this. Watch, if you just grab this thing and move it up just a little bit. Right, let's just center it right on there. Right in there. Right? I have christened this the kryptonite zone. Right? I have christened 64.50 the kryptonite zone. Right? And that's exactly what this is. This is the kryptonite zone right in here. It is very, very difficult to break. 1, 2, 3, close, close, close. But you see this area is extremely hard for the bulls to break. And right now, this has acted as support, right? This is what the true support line is for crypto, right? This is the last stand for crypto. Right? This is crypto's last stand, right? This is the last stand right here. This is it. This line, if this line gets broken and this opens lower than this, going in the southern direction, right? And if you do get below this 7MA, so the challenge is for 1 month, you need a candle to open below the 20 or above the 7, right? And all it's got to do is open, right? And we haven't had that. We haven't had that action happen. Now, I want to show you right here. People point back to this candle. Okay, when you see this candle and people tell you that this is bullish, all you do is you slap them. Okay, you just slap them. You just reach across the table. I know you're friends, but you slap them. Okay, because this right here doesn't count, right? This whole thing right here, this parabolic move, this on CNBC every single day, and everybody in crypto Twitter, and if you look at back in the Google searches, oh my God, the FOMO was real. Everybody was going crazy right here, right? So I'm telling you guys right here, this is the challenge. Is you can't look at this candle and say, oh, this candle's bullish. This is a pure hammer right here. This is a pure hammer candle, okay? This candle is bearish. I don't see this candle as bullish, right? I see this candle as bearish. This is a hanging man, right? This might not be the most perfectly formed hanging man you've ever seen, but when you've had 1, 2, this is the 3rd month in a row, right? This is the issue here is that is a hanging man. You're at the top of a trend, right? Okay, and this looks very bearish with that hammer candle, and I'm going to show you this, right? So let me save this right here. And let me do this. Let me do this. Give me this right here. All right. Change this to that. Sorry, I like to save my charts. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you, because we're going to go back here. All right, we're going to find a few other examples back in normal people times. Right, when crypto was not so crazy. Okay. Now, here you go. Here you go. Here's an inverted hand. Here's a regular hammer candle, right? Here's the regular hammer candle, and this puppy fell out. All right. You know, here's another hammer candle. Right? There's another hammer. You got to really zoom into this thing, right? But this thing fell out. Okay? Look at these hammer candles. These are, now this is pretty crazy right here, right? And hold on a second, I want to do this. I do this. There's one. There's one. Okay, now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab this. Right, let me grab this right here. Okay. And we all know what happened here, right? Let's scoot this over. Nope, 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 nope. That's a pretty crazy wick right there. And then it just went parabolic, okay? So you've got a lot of prime examples of this style candle falling out here, right? And I just want you to be aware, and let's go over and let's find, give me a second. Okay. Let me dig this up right here. I just want to find that yeah, it's calling it a hangman candle. No, it's just calling it a hanging man. Trying to see where hanging man candles. I just want to get the right thing. Because that is a massive, massive candle right there. There we go. A lot of these hangmans are way up above. This actually kind of looks like a harami. Kind of looks like a bearish harami. Yeah. Oh, come on. Okay, give me 1 second. I got it here. Hold on. Just want to save this. Okay, all right. Give me a second. Let me bring this chart over. All right. So here's kind of a really good example of a setup that's exactly like this, right? So you see the candle structure with the taller wick. You see this with the lower wick, right? So this is clearly on an uptrend right here. This is, I mean, over 2 months, this is definitely an uptrend, right? So you've got an uptrend, and then you see that this resistance was the bears pushing the price action back down, right? You clearly see, you saw it pushing the price action back down. Now, we got to keep an eye out because look at what happened here. And this is kind of what I'm calling for. Look at this wick, right? See how this wick came up, right? See how this next little shooting star wick came up there, right? That next shooting star wick is exactly what I'm calling for. I'm calling for this to come up and test this one more time. I think this thing comes up here and tests this one more time and then gets rejected, right? And I think this is where it'll get rejected. Now, what all it has to do is in 1 month, it can come up here, test this, and then just get knocked all the way back down over the course of just 1 month. You know what I'm saying? You could actually come down here and test this again during the month. But this is kind of the pattern, and I'm going to save this right here. Let me save this thing. I'm going to save this, baby. There we go. Let me scoot this thing over here. All right. I'm going to put this right here. Put our price action. I want to get a good screenshot of this. So, oh, come on. That's clear. There we go. Okay. All right. So what I think is, I think it's going to get just like this chart says. I think we go up, we test, and then you see where all your resistance is. Oh my God, dude, Jesus Christ. So I think we're going to come up here. If look, you can see now where the super top of your release is. You got a bunch of, so right here, 74.82. Okay, so let's dig into this thing like this. Let's get really deep into this chart. Okay, and we can see exactly where our levels are. Right, so your resistance here. Actually, let's go here. Put that in there a little bit better. There's that. 74.82. Okay, so there's a great top resistance number right there. Now, if you guys look back on one of my other charts I said my super moon was 7,700, and there it is. Right, so this would be my super moon. My super moon target would be 77.45-ish. Okay? So there you go. Now I still think that this is possible here. I still think that all of these targets are attainable. Right? And you can see you clearly got a bunch of really good targets now for a topside move, right? But this has got to be, you got to get the action to get topside here. On the bottom side, you know where you're at right now. You're the kryptonite zone. The kryptonite zone is your lower level call here for a target for a bounce or support. Right? And this is where your support is going to be. Your support is going to be right here. So this is your next heavy support level. Is 64.50, and it always has been. Right now, we have never converted this 64.50 into resistance. And once this does get converted into resistance, this is going to cause a lot of problems. This will take a long time to get back up over. So I just want you, this is where this is your heavy support line, even heavier than this line right here, right? Even heavier than this 20 MA. So we're just gonna kind of save this thing. Okay, we're gonna call this 51. Monthly 1. Two. Okay, there we go. Now, let's break down. We're going to do one more thing, okay? So now we're going to add our, so I'm going to pull this out of here. Actually, we're going to make this real small. Make these like teeny tiny. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add some indicators here. Add our RSI, Stoke, MACD. Okay. All right, so then we're going to go back. We're going to find some bottoms, all right? So there's our bottom. We're going to mark our bottoms in red targets, okay? Whew! Look at the MACD. Look at this. Just look at the MACD. Right? Look at the MACD crossed over on nose diving down. Right? This MACD is crossed over and headed down. and nowhere near. Look, and now we haven't even started to retract on this, right? So you're looking for the first retraction on this particular chart right there. So let's look at our low level. There's our low, there's our low, there's our MACD. I mean, we're watching the histogram, right? I mean, this is just ugly right here. Right? You see, we haven't come down and found a bottom yet. Right? There's no bottom that's been found. Spread this thing out. Okay, you get up there. I don't want like this. Okay. Okay, so that's what we got right there. This is exactly what we have. So you see we're nowhere near the bottom of any of these. Right? What other indicator could we bring up? No, nothing else helps us here. Cloud, let's see if the cloud helps us. Cloud doesn't help us. See, if we're looking for support on the cloud, it's way down here. So we're going to take the cloud off. All right. Let me add these. Okay. Boy, this thing is just trying so hard. Trying so close to cross over. Look here, it came so close to crossing over and then dumped one more time. So this is so close. All right. And we're going to save these. 51. Monthly indicators 1. Yeah, and listen, listen everybody. Stoch wants to touch the bottom, okay? So the Stoch wants to touch the bottom. Watch this. Here you go. So let's go to it. See? Stoch wants to poke the bottom. It loves to poke the bottom. Stoch is all about tops and bottoms. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. Right? The Stoch, all it wants to do is get down there and touch this bottom. And if you don't think, look at every single timeline. Find the bottom. Right? Now look at here. You're doing, this is good because this is trying to do a bounce back up right here. But every single time this thing has touched, it never has found the monthly bottom. So once you find this bottom, the bear market will be over. The bull, yes, So find the bottom to end the bear market. Right? Stoch always wants to find the bottom. Right? If this line were right here, or even right here, I would be like, done. Go long. This is great. Right? I would be like, that's it. This is over. You know, everybody give up. This is it. This is it. The second coming of the bull run. So 51. All right. And there we go. Yeah, let's see what we got. Thank you.